chickpea is an annual legume of the family Fabaceae, subfamily Faboideae. Its different types are variously known as gram or Bengal gram, garbanzo or garbanzo bean, or Egyptian pea. Chickpea seeds are high in protein. It is one of the earliest cultivated legumes, and 9,500-year-old remains have been found in the Middle East. The chickpea is a key ingredient in Mediterranean and Middle Eastern cuisines, used in hummus, and when ground into flour, falafel. It also is important in Indian cuisine, used in salads, soups and stews, and curry, in chana masala, and in other meal products like channa. In 2019, India was responsible for 70% of global chickpea production. Etymology. The name chickpea, earlier, chickpeas, is modelled on Middle French bois chiche, where chiche comes from Latin cicer. Chich was used by itself in English from the 14th to the 18th centuries. The word garbanzo, from an alteration of Old Spanish arvanco, came first to English as gavans in the 17th century, being gradually anglicized to calivans, though that came to refer to a variety of other beans, including the hyacinth bean. The current form garbanzo comes directly from modern Spanish. History. Cicer reticulatum is the wild progenitor of chickpeas, and currently only grows in southeast Turkey, where they are believed to have been domesticated. Domesticated chickpeas have been found at pre-pottery Neolithic B sites in Turkey and the Levant, namely at Kayonu, Hashala, and Tel Es Sultan. Chickpeas then spread to the Mediterranean region around 6000 BC, and to India around 3000 BC. In southern France, Mesolithic layers in a cave at Labrador, have yielded chickpeas, carbon dated to 6790 plus or minus 90 BC. They were found in the late Neolithic sites at Thessaly, Kastanas, Lerna and Dimony, Greece. Chickpeas are mentioned in Charlemagne's Capitulae at the Willies as Cicer Italicum, as grown in each imperial domain. Albertus Magnus mentions red, white, and black varieties. 17th century botanist Nicholas Culpeper noted, chickpeas or cicers are less windy than peas and more nourishing. Ancient people also associated chickpeas with Venus because they were said to offer medical uses such as increasing semen and milk production, inducing menstruation and urination, and helping to treat kidney stones. White cicers were thought to be especially strong and helpful. In 1793, ground-roasted chickpeas were noted by a German writer as a substitute for coffee in Europe. In the First World War, they were grown for this use in some areas of Germany. They are still sometimes brewed instead of coffee. Genome sequencing. Sequencing of the chickpea genome has been completed for 90 chickpea genotypes, including several wild species. A collaboration of 20 research organizations, led by the International Crops Research Institute for the Semi-Arid Tropics, sequenced CDC Frontier, a Kabuli chickpea variety, and identified more than 28,000 genes and several million genetic markers. Description. The plant grows to 20 to 50 centimeters high and has small, feathery leaves on either side of the stem. Chickpeas are a type of pulse, with one seed pod containing 2 or 3 peas. It has white flowers with blue, violet, or pink veins. Dozens of varieties of chickpea are cultivated throughout the world. In general, American and Iranian chickpeas are sweeter than Indian chickpeas. Kamensha chickpeas in sizes 8 and 9 are considered to be among the highest quality in the world. Regional cultivation. Desi chana. Desi chana is called in North India or called boot in Eastern India has small, darker seeds and a rough coat. They are grown mostly in India and other parts of the Indian subcontinent, as well as in Ethiopia, Mexico, and Iran. Desi means country or native in Hindi Urdu. Its other names include Kala chana or Chola boot or boot in Assamese. Desi chana can be black, green or speckled. This variety is hulled and split to make chana dal, Kurukshetra prasadam. Butter dali. White chickpea garbanzo or Kabuli chana. Garbanzo beans or Kabuli chana are lighter colored, larger, and with a smoother coat, and are mainly grown in the Mediterranean, Southern Europe, Northern Africa, South America, and the Indian subcontinent. The name means from Kabul in Hindi Urdu, and this variety was thought to come from Kabul, Afghanistan, when it was introduced to India in the 18th century. Ceccineri. An uncommon black chickpea, Ceccineri, is grown only in Apulia and Basilicata, in southern Italy. It is around the same size as garbanzo beans, being both larger and darker than the Desi variety. Production. In 2020, world production of chickpeas was 15 million tons, led by India with 73% of the global total, and Turkey, Myanmar, and Pakistan as secondary producers. Uses. Culinary. Chickpeas are usually rapidly boiled for 10 minutes and then simmered for a longer period. Dried chickpeas need a long cooking time but will easily fall apart when cooked longer. If soaked for 12 to 24 hours before use, cooking time can be shortened by around 30 minutes. Chickpeas can also be pressure cooked or sous vide cooked at 90 degrees Celsius. Mature chickpeas can be cooked and eaten cold in salads, cooked in stews, ground into flour, ground and shaped in balls and fried as falafel, made into a batter and baked to make farinata or cecina, or fried to make panel. Chickpea flour is known as gram flour or besan in South Asia and used frequently in South Asian cuisine. In Portugal, chickpeas are one of the main ingredients in rancho, eaten with pasta and meat or with rice. They are used in other hot dishes with bacalhau and in soups, meat stews, and salads mixed with tuna and vegetables, olive oil, vinegar, hot pepper and salt. In Spain, they are used cold in tapas and salads, as well as in cocido madrileno. Hummus is the Arabic word for chickpeas, which are often cooked and ground into a paste and mixed with tahini, the blend called hummus by tahina. Chickpeas are roasted, spiced, and eaten as a snack, such as lablebi. By the end of the 20th century, hummus had become commonplace in American cuisine. By 2010, 5% of Americans consumed hummus on a regular basis, and it was present at some point in 17% of American households. Chickpeas and Bengal grams are used to make curries and are one of the most popular vegetarian foods in the Indian subcontinent and in diaspora communities of many other countries served with variety of breads or steamed rice. Popular dishes in Indian cuisine are made with chickpea flour, such as mirchi bhaji and marapikya bhaji. In India, as well as in the Levant, unripe chickpeas are often picked out of the pod and eaten as a raw snack, and the leaves are eaten as a leaf vegetable in salads. In India, desserts such as besan halwa and sweets such as Mysore pak, besan barfi and laddu are made. Chickpea flour is used to make Burmese tofu, which was first known among the Shan people of Burma. In South Asian cuisine, the chickpea flour is used as a batter to coat vegetables before deep frying to make pakoras. The flour is also used as a batter to coat vegetables and meats before frying, or fried alone such as panal, a chickpea fritter from Sicily. Chickpea flour is used to make the Mediterranean flatbread socker and called panis in Provence, southern France. It is made of cooked chickpea flour, poured into sauces, allowed to set, cut in strips, and fried in olive oil, often eaten during Lent. In Tuscany, chickpea flour is used to make an oven-baked pancake. The flour is mixed with water, oil and salt. Chickpea flour, known as kadlehetu in Kannada, is used for making sweet dish mesurpak. In the Philippines, chickpeas preserved in syrup are eaten as sweets and in desserts such as halo halo. Ashkenazi Jews traditionally serve whole chickpeas, referred to as arbs in Yiddish, at the Shalom Zaka celebration for baby boys. The chickpeas are boiled until soft and served hot with salt and lots of ground black pepper. Guasanas or garbanza is a Mexican chickpea street snack. The beans, while still green, are cooked in water and salt, kept in a steamer to maintain their humidity, and served in a plastic bag. The chickpea-derived liquid can be used as an egg white replacement to make meringue or ice cream, with the residual pomace used as flour. Animal feed. Chickpeas serve as an energy and protein source as animal feed. Raw chickpeas have a lower trypsin and chymotrypsin inhibitor content than peas, common beans, and soybeans. This leads to higher nutrition values and fewer digestive problems in non-ruminants. Non-ruminant diets can be completed with 200 gram per kilogram of raw chickpeas to promote egg production and growth of birds and pigs. Higher amounts can be used when chickpeas are treated with heat. Experiments have shown that ruminants grow equally well and produce an equal amount and quality of milk when soybean or cereal meals are replaced with chickpeas. Pigs show the same performance, but growing pigs experience a negative effect of raw chickpea feed. Extruded chickpeas can increase performance even in growing pigs. In poultry diet experiments with untreated chickpeas, only young broilers showed worse performance. Fish performed equally well when their soybean or cereal diet was replaced by extruded chickpeas. Chickpea seeds have also been used in rabbit diets. Secondary components of legumes, such as lecithin, polyphenols, oligosaccharides, and amylase, protease, trypsin and chymotrypsin inhibitors, can lead to lower nutrient availability, and thus to impaired growth and health of animals. Ruminants have generally less trouble digesting legumes with secondary components, since they can inactivate them in the rumen liquor. Their diets can be supplemented by 300 gram per kilogram or more raw chickpea seeds. However, protein digestibility and energy availability can be improved through treatments such as germination, dehelling, and heat. Extrusion is a very good heat technique to destroy secondary components in legumes, since the proteins are irreversibly denatured. Overprocessing may decrease the nutritional value. Extrusion leads to losses in minerals and vitamins, while dry heating does not change the chemical composition. Nutrition. Chickpeas are a nutrient-dense food, providing rich content of protein, dietary fiber, folate, and certain dietary minerals, such as iron and phosphorus in a 100-gram reference amount. Thiamine, vitamin B6, magnesium, and zinc contents are moderate, providing 10 to 16% of the DV. Compared to reference levels established by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization and World Health Organization, proteins in cooked and germinated chickpeas are rich in essential amino acids such as lysine, isoleucine, tryptophan, and total aromatic amino acids. A 100-gram reference serving of cooked chickpeas provides 686 kilojoules of food energy. Cooked chickpeas are 60% water, 27% carbohydrates, 9% protein and 3% fat. 75% of the fat content is unsaturated fatty acids, for which linoleic acid comprises 43% of the total fat. Effects of cooking. Cooking treatments do not lead to variance in total protein and carbohydrate content. Soaking and cooking of dry seeds possibly induces chemical modification of protein fiber complexes, which leads to an increase in crude fiber content. Thus, cooking can increase protein quality by inactivating or destroying heat labile anti-nutritional factors. Cooking also increases protein digestibility, essential amino acid index, and protein efficiency ratio. Although cooking lowers concentrations of amino acids such as tryptophan, lysine, total aromatic, and sulfur-containing amino acids, their contents are still higher than proposed by the FAO, WHO reference. Diffusion of reducing sugars, raffinose, sucrose and others into cooking water reduces or completely removes these components. Cooking also significantly reduces fat and mineral contents. The B vitamins riboflavin, thiamine, niacin, and pyridoxine dissolve into cooking water at differing rates. Germination. Germination of chickpeas improves protein digestibility, although at a lower level than cooking. Germination degrades proteins to simple peptides, so improves crude protein, non-protein nitrogen, and crude fiber content. Germination decreases lysine, tryptophan, sulfur and total aromatic amino acids, but most contents are still higher than proposed by the FAO, WHO reference pattern. Oligosaccharides such as stachyose and raffinose are reduced in higher amounts during germination than during cooking. Minerals and B vitamins are retained more effectively during germination than with cooking. Phytic acids are reduced significantly, but trypsin inhibitor, tannin, and saponin reduction is less effective than cooking. Autoclaving, microwave cooking, boiling. Protein digestibility is improved by all treatments of cooking. Essential amino acids are slightly increased by boiling and microwave cooking when compared to autoclaving and germination. Overall, microwave cooking leads to a significantly lower loss of nutrients compared to autoclaving and boiling. Finally, all treatments lead to an improved protein digestibility, protein efficiency ratio, and essential amino acid index. Microwave cooking seems to be an effective method to prepare chickpeas because of its improvement of nutritional values and its lower cooking time. Leaves. In some parts of the world, young chickpea leaves are consumed as cooked green vegetables. Especially in malnourished populations, it can supplement important dietary nutrients, because regions where chickpeas are consumed have been sometimes found to have populations lacking micronutrients. Chickpea leaves have a significantly higher mineral content than either cabbage leaves or spinach leaves. In natural settings, environmental factors and nutrient availability could influence mineral concentrations. Consumption of chickpea leaves may contribute nutrients to the diet. Research. Consumption of chickpeas is under preliminary research for the potential to improve nutrition and affect chronic diseases. Heat and nutrient cultivation. Agricultural yield for chickpea is often based on genetic and phenotypic variability, which has recently been influenced by artificial selection. The uptake of macronutrients such as inorganic phosphorus or nitrogen is vital to the plant development of Cicer areatinum, commonly known as the perennial chickpea. Heat cultivation and macronutrient coupling are two relatively unknown methods that are used to increase the yield and size of the chickpea. Recent research has indicated that a combination of heat treatment along with the two vital macronutrients, phosphorus and nitrogen, are the most critical components to increasing the overall yield of Cicer. Perennial chickpeas are a fundamental source of nutrition in animal feed as they are high sources of energy and protein for livestock. Unlike other food crops, the perennial chickpea shows a remarkable capacity to change its nutritional content in response to heat cultivation. Treating the chickpea with a constant heat source increases its protein content almost threefold. Consequently, the impact of heat cultivation not only affects the protein content of the chickpea itself, but the ecosystem that it